computer network is a set of computers which are connected to each other for sharing the resources. The major sharing of the resources over the connection is the Internet. Another example of computer network sharing resources is the sharing of one printer between different computers by connecting it. It is true that every interview is different as per the different job profiles. Here, we have prepared the important computer network interview questions and answers which will help you get success in your interview. In this video, I list top 20 networking interview questions with answers with proper examples. To start networking interview questions and answers session, I request you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and press bell icon to get real-time updates of interview questions and answers, which is helping to prepare the interview.
What is a link?
A link basically is the connection between two or more computers or devices. It can be anything depending on whether it is a physical connection or a wireless one. Physical links include cables, hubs, switches, etc., and wireless links, wireless access points, routers, etc.
What do you mean by a node?
The point of intersection in a network is called a node. Nodes can send or receive data/information within a network. For example, if two computers are connected to form a network, there are two nodes in that network. Similarly, in case there are computers, there will be 3 nodes and so on. It is not necessary for a node to be a computer. It can be any communicating device such as a printer, servers, modems, etc.
What does a backbone network mean?
In any system, backbone is the most principal component that supports all other components. Similarly, in networking, a backbone network is a network that interconnects various parts of the network to which it belongs and has a high-capacity connectivity infrastructure.
Explain what is LAN?
A LAN or local area network, the network between devices that are located within a small physical location. It can be either wireless or wired. One LAN differs from another based on the following factors. First is topology, the arrangement of nodes within the network. Second is protocol, refer to the rules for the transfer of data. And third is media. These devices can be connected using optic fibers, twisted pair wires, etc.
What are routers?
A router is some device that transfers the data packets within the network. It basically performs the traffic directing functions within a network. A data packet can be anything such as an email, a web page, etc. Routers are located at the place where 2 or more networks meet or the gateways. Routers can either be standalone devices or virtual. Standalone routers are traditional devices, whereas virtual routers are actually softwares that act like physical ones.
What is a point-to-point network?
A point-to-point network refers to a physical connection between 2 nodes. It can be between any device of a network such as a computer, printer, etc.
What is Osi Model?
Osi stands for Open Systems Interconnection. It is a conceptual model that standardizes communication functions of telecommunication. It has 7 layers, which are physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer.
What do you mean by anonymous FTP?
An anonymous FTP is a way of allowing a user to access data that is public. The user does not need to identify himself to the server and has to log in as anonymous. So in case you are asked to use anonymous FTP, make sure you add anonymous in place of your user ID. Anonymous FTPs are very effective while distributing large files to a lot of people, without having to give huge numbers of usernames and password combinations.
What is the meaning of network?
A network is a connection between different devices. These devices communicate with each other using physical or wireless connections. Physical connections include twisted pair cables, optic fibers, and coaxial cables. Wireless networks can be established with the help of waves such as radio waves, infrared waves, and microwaves. Networks basically serve many purposes such as: first, sharing hardware devices such as printers, input devices, etc. Second, help in communications in many ways such as audios, videos, emails, messages, etc. Third, help in sharing data and information using virtual devices. And fourth, they also help sharing softwares that are installed on other devices.
What do you mean by a subnet mask?
A subnet mask is the number describing the range of IP addresses that can be used within a network. They are used to assign subnetworks or subnets. These subnetworks are various LANs connected to the Internet. This subnet mask is basically a 32-bit number, and it masks the IP address and then divides the IP address into two parts, i.e. the network address and the host address. Subnet masks are created by setting all the network bits to 1 and all the host bits to 0s. There are two network addresses that cannot be assigned to any host on the network, i.e. the 0 and 255, which are assigned to network and to the broadcast address, and this is why they cannot be assigned to any host.
Give a brief description of the TCP/IP model.
The TCP/IP model is a compressed version of the Osi model. This model contains 4 layers, unlike the Osi model, which are: first, process application layer; second, host-to-host transport layer; third, internet layer, network layer; fourth, network access combination of physical and data link layer.
What is a UTP cable?
A UTP cable is a 100 ohms cable made up of copper. It consists of 2 to 1800 unshielded twisted pairs that are surrounded by a non-metallic case. These twists provide immunity to electrical noise and EMI.
What is the maximum length allowed for a UTP cable?
The maximum length allowed for a UTP cable is 100 meters. This includes 90 meters of solid cabling and 10 meters of standard patch cable.
What is NAT?
NAT stands for Network Address Translation. It deals with remapping one IP address space with another by changing the IP headers of the packets that are being transmitted across a traffic routing device.
What is TCP?
TCP, or Transmission Control Protocol, is a connection-oriented protocol that establishes and maintains a connection between communicating devices until both of them are done exchanging messages. This protocol determines how application data can be broken down into packets that can be delivered over a network. It also sends and receives packets to and from the network layer and is in charge of flow control, etc.
Give a brief explanation about UDP.
UDP, or the User Datagram Protocol, is used to create low latency and loss-tolerating communications between applications connected over the Internet. UDP enables process-to-process communication and communicates via datagrams or messages.
What is RIP?
RIP, Routing Information Protocol, is a dynamic routing protocol. It makes use of hop count as its primary metric to find the best path between the source and the destination. It works in the application layer and has an AD, administrative distance, value of 120.
Explain what is a firewall?
A firewall is a network security system which is used to monitor and control the network traffic based on some predefined rules. Firewalls are the first line of defense and establish barriers between the internal and external networks in order to avoid attack from untrusted external networks. Firewalls can be either hardware, software, or sometimes both.
Explain what is NOS?
A network operating system, NOS, is an operating system that is designed to support workstations, databases, personal computers, etc. over a network. Some examples of NOS are Mac OS X, Linux, Windows Server 2008, etc. These operating systems provide various functionalities such as processor support, multiprocessing support, authentication, web services, etc.
Explain what is denial of service, DOS?
Denial of service, DOS, is a kind of attack that prevents a legitimate user from accessing data over a network by a hacker or an attacker. The attacker floods the server with unnecessary requests in order to overload the server, thereby preventing the legitimate users from accessing its services.